Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we run down all the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And we are going to kick this episode off with a little bit of admin, as I've done every other week, purely because we have a lot of it lately. And if you weren't aware, if you haven't been following the site or even been listening to the podcast, it is Stack's award season pretty much, where over the next, I think, 6 weeks we're going to be announcing awards, crowning and titles and whatnot, basically because we're merging or at least combining the Protein Wars, which is on now, and then our many different brand of the year categories. So we'll talk about the Protein Wars first, which kicked off today. It is essentially our annual protein powder showdown, where we get every protein powder out there, put them all head to head, and see which one you guys like the most. It's primarily that's kind of it. That's the goal. It's the quest to find the most popular protein powder, and we've crowned many champions over the years, 8 to be exact. This is the 9th time we've run it, and so the competition kicked off today, and it is the first round, the opening round, which basically we get, as I said, every protein powder we can to vote or to be voted on. And then the top 16 at the end of the week go through to the quarterfinals. And so we have, I think it's like 120 something protein powders on the list. And so we don't add these products to our list to be voted on unless they've been requested or commented or people have demanded it. But even if the protein powder doesn't make the list, so for whatever reason it's not on there and you like to see it, there is a box right at the bottom where you can just go and enter your preferred or your favorite protein powder, and that'll count as a vote. If you are a brand owner or you're someone who wants to see your protein powder on there, you can easily just reach out to us, even though it's mid-round. You can reach out to us and we can get the product added to the list if it's not on there. And any votes that come in from the manual format, even if it's like someone who can't find the protein powder on the list and it may be there, those votes get added to the regular ones or the ones that are on the list. And so at the end of the week we take the top 16 and we put them through to the quarterfinals, where we will have 4 groups of 4. And then as those guys all battle it out, we end up with 4 winners at the end of that week. And then we split them into 2 groups of 2. And then we have winners each of that. And then we go on to the grand final. That's how the Protein Wars works on now. All you need to do to show your love and support for Stacked and the Protein Wars is simply head to proteinwars.com. That'll take you straight to the voting page. We only allow 1 vote per person per round. This was something we introduced last year, which we just felt it was a nice way to tweak things up and really truly see the biggest fan bases out there and the protein powders that they enjoy. And so it's 1 per round, and there is a capture on there, which if you're not familiar, it's basically you got to enter a certain set of characters, or you have to do like a little test that the system will put forward to you, and that does vary on person to person. Some people might not get anything presented, some people might just get a box to tick, and it all depends on the user and whatnot. So head to proteinwars.com, have your say, take part, and do it every week. Thank you, and we appreciate anything you do. If you can share it, that is awesome too. But we just want everyone to vote and enjoy the competition, have some fun, show your support for the brand you love and the protein powder you use. And the other bit of admin we have, as mentioned, is our brand of the year categories or brand of the year awards are ongoing right now. Last week we announced the nominees for our functional brand of the year. We have Skinny Food Co., Bombard, Quest Nutrition, and Got7 Nutrition all up for the title this year. All of those brands did an incredible job this year, pushing new products, releasing creative items and functional foods, and it's been a great year for those guys. I would say it's a lot more competitive than it was last year, and last year was a hard one to pick. Europe obviously is still the king of this area, with 3 of those nominees being from Europe, specifically Bomba from Russia, the Skinny Food Co from the UK, and Got7 Nutrition from Germany. And we'll be announcing the winner for that on Wednesday. To be honest, for us, it's coming down to the Skinny Food Co and Bomba. Sort of an inside scoop, just so that you know how the award is gonna pan out. But those are the 2 we're trying to decide between. Of the nominees, they just were the most consistent throughout the year. Quest Nutrition did some great stuff, but it wasn't really in the headlines as often. And Got7 Nutrition has also been incredibly impressive, but quiet for a lot of the year too. Not as much as Quest Nutrition, but kind of somewhere in the between. But those are the 2 we are currently trying to decide between. And no, we haven't decided. We don't usually decide until that day. As the award season continues this week, we are also announcing the nominees for our first ever energy drink brand of the year. And while those aren't meant to go live until tomorrow, we're going to share them now. You'll notice something you'll notice with the awards this year, and we did it last year as well, is that we don't have a set amount of nominees. So, for example, we introduced this last year. It was just something that I thought fit, because I didn't like the idea of having to pick 5 brands or 10 brands and being like, we need 5 brands, and I could only come up with 3. I didn't want to be forcing myself to come up with 5. I wanted just whatever number it came out, whether it was 3 or 13, that's the amount of nominees we have. And so for Functional Brand of the Year, we had 4. Energy Drink Brand of the Year, we have 3 nominees, and they are G Fuel, Raise Energy, and Bang Energy. Similar to the other categories, what we look for in Energy Drink Brand of the Year is the company that keeps things the most exciting in the world of energy drinks. Whether that be cool flavor extensions, special edition releases, new products and beverages, all kind of centered around that energy drink scope. And those brands did it. Any of them will be worthy of the title of our first ever Energy Drink Brand of the Year. The surprising addition of that group was obviously G Fuel. G Fuel is a gaming supplement company, but you just cannot deny the effort that they put in this year. And it's amazing what they've done in all for all their products and all the different flavor extensions and special edition collaborations. And the thing is, they've done more with their energy drink, even though the G Fuel energy drink isn't the only product in its lineup. You have the G Fuel hydration supplement, you have the energy crystals, you have the sparkling hydration drink, you have the G Fuel supplement, their flagship. They've been doing more with their energy drink than, majority of the competitors in the space. Hence why they're nominated right up there with Bang and Raise. And those other 2 are no slouches either. Raise has been killing it, just incredibly impressive, especially when it started their limited edition series. That has been incredibly fun to watch. And Bang, obviously being Bang, keeping things exciting, keeping things fun, and it's been another great fun category to watch and see and follow along. And we'll be announcing the winner for that award on Wednesday of next week. And so we'll have the nominees for another category announced on Tuesday of next week. So it's, as I said, it's essentially Stack's award season, and things are going to keep on rolling in as we get down to the new year. But we'll now get into the recap of the last week's news, and it was another loaded week. We're going to kick this episode off with news from Hostile, who came out with what I thought was a beautifully named line of supplements called the Stacked series. Of course, very similar to our name, but there's obviously no 3, just the straight Stack series, and it is a collection of simple stackable supplements, hence that name, Stacked series. There are 6 in total, I believe. It's 6 or 7. I think it's 6. All very kind of, a couple of them are traditional products, some of them not so much. You get a creatine, a glutamine, and a citrulline, beta-alanine, and those are all unflavored powders. And there's also Pico 2, which comes in a standalone unflavored powder, which is a lot less common than the creatine and glutamine. And there's also a pure caffeine, so the pure natural caffeine that is included in the series as well in capsules. And then the one last supplement is CDX, which is a big tub of clusterdextrin branded HBCD, the complex carbohydrate, and that comes unflavored and in a flavored version. So it's really the only one out of the line, that whole series, that comes with a flavored option. And you can get them all now through the brand's website, and they do vary in price. Not really too much with the more common powders and the pure calf. For example, the Pico 2 glutamine and citrulline is at about $29.99 a tub. The one that really kind of throws the range out is the CDX, the clusterdextrin, which is at $60 for a tub of 40 servings. So yeah, that one kind of throws out the balance of everything. But yeah, you can check that out now on the brand's website. And we now shoot to Goale Nutrition, who we talked about this over the weekend on the Final Scoop podcast, if you catch that, hosted by the supplement engineer. Goale Nutrition, known for its apple cider vinegar gummies, although it does have other gummies with ashwagandha, greens, and fruits. It's come out with a very different format of product now. You still kind of get those slightly lower dosages that you would probably be used to seeing in some of your sports nutrition supplements. But with Goale, it's not really. I guess the goal is these big, heavy, advanced formulas. They're more about, I guess, the fun and functional formats and so on. Goale now offers what they call Goale Bites. Now, these are very different, not very different, but they're slightly different from the Goale Gummies, which is the format of all of its other supplements. Goale Bites are kind of like little chocolate-covered doughy bites, which look to have like a little layer of caramel inside as well. They're kind of like little chocolate treats with 25 calories a piece, and they take that format and they combine it with the approach that Goale has taken with those other gummy supplements, and infusing it with more health and wellness style ingredients. So there is Goale Bites Multi, and that is, of course, a multivitamin in that little chocolate-covered format. And then there is Goale Bites Calm, which is a combination of reishi mushroom and ashwagandha put into that new Goale Bites format. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Nice little expansion of the brand. Very important for Goale Nutrition, I think, because, like I said, up until now, while they do have different versions of its gummy, they really only had the gummy format in its lineup. So this brings a new kind of side to the brand. It's as we always say, when you kind of see a brand step into different formats like this, don't be surprised if you see other different formats to follow. We got gummies, now we got chocolate covered treats. We could be getting something else in a little bite-sized format, fitting with the Goale brand. So yeah, this might just be the beginning, but it's a big step for the brand, and especially to do something different. The next brand we're talking about is the UK company Bulk, previously known as Bulk Powders. They've done a collaboration this month with the candy, which you might not be familiar with this candy, but it is popular in the UK, and you may recall seeing it with Sneak. So a while back, Sneak partners with the nostalgic UK candy Millions, which is kind of like tiny ball candies. They get similar to Nerds. I've never tried them, but the pictures that I've seen are very Nerds-like. But again, it's a UK popular candy. It's Bulk has now teamed up with Millions and created a family of supplements with flavors based on the Millions candy. So there's BCAA, pre-workout, and then a protein powder, which is basically Bulk's Clear by Isolate protein powder. And so yeah, it's basically put together these types of supplements and given them delicious Millions candy flavors. For the BCAA and pre-workout, The flavors are Millions Bubblegum and Millions Strawberry. And then for the protein powder, you have a few more options with Millions Apple, Cola, and then those same two that are for BCM pre-workout in Bubblegum and Strawberry. So you can check all those products out on the site. Just type in Bulk and Millions. But Bulk has given them some nice graphics and imagery. So if you check out their labels, they're all themed around the candy, nice and bright and colorful, fitting with the candy. And I guess if you know the candy and you know Bulk, you'll pick it up as soon as you see it. It might be the first collaboration I've seen from Bulk. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. I haven't followed them all that long, and they do have a lot going on, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've done another one. But yeah, this is the first one I recall seeing from them, and looks like a pretty interesting one, pretty big one. And you can check it out on the website. We now shoot to Glaxon, who had a pretty damn big week last week. It was celebrating its second birthday, which I tell everyone every time this kind of stuff pops up, when they say second birthday, it's crazy to think Glaxon has been around for only 2 years. It's almost ridiculous. They won our Newcomer of the Year award last year and were even nominated for Brand of the Year. They've just been relentless since they came to market. And their variety and diversity, I think, is what's been most impressive. They've really gone after categories that no one else has really done, or at least from a popular brand standpoint. And they continue to step into these different realms and formats and styles and categories and types, and they don't seem to be short on ideas and creativity. So it's been an absolute adventure to watch. And so last week Glaxon celebrated its birthday. It called on Thursday. It's calling its birthday Glaxon. I think it was Goon Day. Sorry, and it ran a sale where you got 35% off everything, which was huge. And then if you spent over a certain amount of money, you got a free Goon Day tea. But in combination with that, Glaxon launched 2 all-new supplements, both designed to enhance and support focus. And one of the 2 was also built to support energy. Glaxon launched one product called Goon Mode, which is its long-awaited gaming supplement or energy and focus supplement. And then the other one is Neuro 365, and that is a stimulant-free focus supplement that can be stacked with Goon Mode. Now, the formulas behind the products are pretty well-rounded, pretty solid, pretty reliable. I have actually tried both, and the Goon Mode is pretty damn solid. It reminds me a lot of sort of like a more complex energy drink, like a G Fuel, but I guess more advanced. It does just enough to kind of lift the energy, lift the focus, and it lasts. And the good thing I can tell you about that is that's my experience on. I think I had like 1 scoop or 2 scoops. So I haven't pushed to the maximum of 3 scoops, which is the maximum amount you can have. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like Goon Mode so much, is that you can kind of play around with the dose. If you don't have to judge half a scoop or a quarter of a scoop. You can play around and sort of, if you're feeling like you need a big kick in the ass, you can throw down 3 scoops. If you need like a mild one, you can do the 1, but it's pretty damn effective. And like I said, it's a nice lift, nice boost, nice energy, great focus. And I haven't actually stacked the 2, Neuro 365 and Goon Mode. I haven't played around with them enough to kind of push both limits and take the 2, but after trying Goon Day, I have tried Neuro 365 by itself, so I think it might be worth giving the 2 a go. But very Glaxon style supplements is what I'll say. Effective, they get the job done, they deliver the effects that are on the bottle, and nice and stackable, which is kind of a good thing that Glaxon has done throughout its lineup. It's created a lot of supplements that can be used together. It's the pre-workout category is probably one of the most notable from the brand, as it has, I think it's like 3 pre-workouts. You've got Specimen Yo-Yo, Specimen GFY. They can't be stacked together, but you then have Plasm Surge and then Plasm Caps. And those 2 products can be used together and can be used with any of the brand's Specimen pre-workouts. But if you want to check out all of those, new Glaxon supplements, Goon Day and Neuro 365. You can check it out on the website. Just again, stack.com, type in Glaxon, Goon Mode, or Neuro, and it'll pop up. The last story we have comes from another UK-based brand, similar to Bulk, and it is a big story from Myprotein, where they've teamed up with one of their premier athletes in World's Strongest Man, Eddie Hall, also known as the Beast. Eddie Hall has two supplements, or two Eddie Hall brand supplements now available from Myprotein. There is the pre-workout and all-in-one. Now the pre-workout is obviously a pre-workout supplement, and it's pretty damn loaded for how much this thing costs. This was another thing we brought up over the weekend on the Final Scoop podcast, and the price of it is pretty damn solid. So on sale, which I'm not sure if it's still on, but on sale, the pre-workout dropped down to just 30 US, like £22, but 30 US, and that is for a full-size tub of 30 servings. Now for $30, they squeezed a shitload of ingredients into this thing. Just to run over some of the highlights, you get 4 grams each of pure citrulline and citrulline malate, so that's a combined 8 grams. Obviously, the 4 grams of citrulline malate is citrulline malate and malic acid. Glycosized glycerol is in there as well at 1 gram. There's 6.4 grams of beta-alanine, 2.5 of betaine, 50 milligrams of the performance-supporting synactive, 6 grams of creatine monohydrate, 2 grams of glutamine, HMB's in there as well at also 2 grams, 300 milligrams of ashwagandha. It's a pretty solid formula and different from other pre-workouts we've seen from Myprotein. So I really like what they did with this one, and they've got those big creatine dosages in there and the big beta-alanine, and it does kind of give you that Eddie Hall feel, like just a big solid pre-workout. So it kind of fitting with the name, and I guess fitting with the collaboration. And if you've seen the products, the Myprotein has actually put Eddie Hall on the face of them, so you'll be constantly reminded who the collaboration is with. As for the other partnership product Myprotein has created, which is all-in-one, that is a post-workout supplement. It's essentially a kind of a gainer, or a complex gainer. So the macros on this are 25 grams of protein with 50 grams of carbohydrates. 22 grams of those carbs are sugar, 3 grams of fat, and 329 calories. And then to kind of make it a slightly more complex gainer, Myprotein has thrown in a few extra ingredients, including HMB, glutamine, creatine, digestive enzymes, and BC30 probiotics to help with gut health. So yeah, it's a it's kind of like the pre-workout. It is a very Eddie Hall style supplement. And last time I checked, the all-in-one was actually sold out on Myprotein's website. I'm not sure if it's coming back. It is a limited edition launch, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come back. But it's very impressive that they sold out that damn quick, especially of all-in-one, because to be honest, I would have thought the pre-workout would have gone faster, much faster, just purely because of the category. But great work from Myprotein, I have to give it to them. Really solid supplements, really good formulas. I feel, especially for the price at $30, that pre-workout is no joke and pretty competitive at that price point. If you want to check all of them out in more detail, as always, head to the website stack.com, type in Myprotein or just Eddie Hall. It'll pop up there pretty quickly, and I actually think it might still be in our featured section on the homepage. But for now, that is it. That is a wrap for this episode. Thank you for listening, and as always, stay tuned to the website stack.com, and make sure you head to proteinwars.com and get your vote in for this year's competition.